Do you have questions about Airsoft? Alright, I'm here to answer them. Here are some questions that followers have sent in. Let's see if we can answer them. First one is by Bravo19. What is the best gun brand? That is a really good question. If I had to say, it's Tokyo Marui. Tokyo Marui basically invented Airsoft, and yeah, they're the benchmark for basically everything in the industry. If you're in a one joule country, definitely buy Tokyo Marui. Now, if you're in a country that has over 1 joule, then getting a gun that is much better for upgrades is what you want to do. So getting something like G&G, getting a VFC, getting a KWA, these are great guns because you can modify them and have them shooting much more than 1 joule. And that's what you're going to need to stay competitive if you're in a country that has like 400 or 500 FPS limits. Reaper Crew President asks, what's the best gun for beginners? This is the most common question I have been asked for the last 20 years. I always say it doesn't matter. The best gun you can afford. Generally don't buy anything under $200. Most guns under $200 are not very good. But for beginners, everything in the $200 to $400 range is absolutely fantastic. If you really want me to say some guns, sure. The 3 most popular ones you're going to see, these are usually the rentals at fields. You see the G&G combat machine, the CM16, it's just an M4. You have the whole Cyma range of AKs. They're fantastic, very robust, hard to break, all metal, great stuff, look fantastic. Lancer Tactical also has some great cheap M4s. They're also the rentals at lots of fields. Or you can do what I do and just buy a second-hand Marui. They are fantastic. Next question is by Scott Orlan Goes Forth. He asks, what sniper should I get? That's easy. Kicking Mustang recommends the Steyr Scout, so I recommend the Steyr Scout. If he thinks it is a great sniper rifle, then it is. You can trust him. He's pretty good at this. Basically, it's a really, really good sniper right out of the box. You don't need to do anything to it, and you can just buy it and use it. It comes with bipods as part of the design, which is really cool. And it can shoot 1.7 joules with 0.45 BBs straight out of the box, which is fantastic. If you want to go a different route, I did a VSR-10. A VSR-10 is a great sniper by Marui. It has all the aftermarket parts for it, so if you want to modify it, everything is available. If you want to go a cheaper route, the JG Bar 10 is an option. It's just a Marui VSR-10 clone, but it has the same parts compatibility, so very modifiable. So yeah, if you want a great out-of-the-box sniper, Steyr Scout. If you want to modify something and build an absolute monster, VSR-10. Bernie Boy 8 asks, what's the best way to ambush people? This is a great question, and it really had me thinking. I think the best way is just by rushing into a power position. When you start the match, just sprint and get as far as you can into enemy territory, and then just hide. Wait for the enemy to pass you, and then shoot them in the back. It's fantastic. They think it's friendly fire, so they get confused. You're able to get more kills, and just by pushing as deep as you can into enemy territory, you can get some pretty good ambushes. Generally, when you set up ambushes in your own base and stuff like that, enemies are quite wary and they know people are going to be camping there. But people don't generally think that people are going to be camping right in front of their base at the start of the game. So if you've got that fitness, if you're doing that cardio, sprint all the way to the enemy base. And you can even hide in plain sight if you like and just let them run past you. Dax NLD asks, do I need a license, or can I just buy an airsoft gun? This is a great question, and like everything, it depends. Let's break it down by country. For the US, no license is required, in my understanding. Maybe 1 or 2 states do, but generally no. So in the US, yeah, you're fine. In the UK, it's a little different. You need a defense against the Violent Crime Reduction Act, and that just means you need a reason to have the airsoft gun. That's normally being a member of an airsoft group, and they have their Ankara system. So after you join a few games, you're able to apply for membership with the group, and then that usually is a great reason to have an airsoft gun. For Canada, they have specific velocity requirements, and the appearance of the gun now is important, but it doesn't look like a license is necessary. In Australia, no airsoft guns. In Europe, it's really case by case. Each country is a little different. In Japan, you don't need a license, but you do need to be over 18. So yeah, check your local laws first. I don't know the laws for every country. Dax NLD also asks, can we take our airsoft guns to other countries? Oh, okay, that's an interesting one. Basically, each country is different, and always it depends. If you're traveling by car, there's one consideration, because you have to think of the country you're leaving, the country you're going to, and also any country you're traveling through. And that's a lot of information to check. For planes, traveling with firearms is always difficult. So it's a lot of work, and yes, it's possible, but you know, if you've got $1,000 gun, you don't want to get it seized. So really, the best way that I can recommend is, if you are playing overseas, make some friends and just borrow their guns or hire guns locally. It's not worth traveling internationally with all your gear. It's easier to travel light. Hiroyuki Callsign Carlos asks, do I need LARP specific clothing or gear? Well, yes and no. There's 4 types of airsoft in my understanding. You have just regular airsoft, you have speedsoft, you have milsim, and you have target shooting. For regular airsoft, do whatever you want, wear whatever you want. It doesn't matter. If you're doing a speedsoft, minimal gear and team jersey. If you're doing target shooting, you just really need a gun belt. If you're doing milsim, that's where specific clothing and gear comes into play. Normally for doing a milsim, you'll have 2 teams. One team is going to be maybe like Army, the other team is going to be Rebels. So for the Army team, it might be something really casual, like just wear camouflage. So if you wear multicam, if you wear a BDU, if you wear a DCU, any color of camouflage will be fine. And then the Rebel team will just be wearing like track suits and just casual clothing. If you have a stricter milsim, it might have very specific loadout requirements. For example, you need to dress like Delta Force from this year, wearing these patches, and you need this uniform. They'll have really strict guidelines for everything. There'll be a checklist of all the patches you need, and that's great too. Both of them are fun, but they'll communicate this with you before the match. Generally, these milsims are very expensive, and for more experienced players who want a little bit more realism. Bubbly Shan asks, what should I wear to my first game? Alright, that's easy. Let's talk footwear. You either want nice running shoes, joggers, or you want boots. You want that good ankle support, because you're going to be running around. Long sleeves. So either wear a hoodie or a long sleeve t-shirt. You want to protect your forearms. Next one, jeans or long trousers or something. If you're running around in the bush and stuff like that, yeah, you want to protect your legs. Everything else they're going to give you at the field, they're going to give you goggles, they're going to give you a face mask, all that stuff will be provided. So, dress like you're going hiking or something. Airsoft in Japan asks, does it hurt? It depends. And it kind of depends on these 5 things. Number 1, location. Getting shot in different body parts hurts a different amount. Getting shot in the arms and stuff is fine, you don't really notice it. Getting shot in the fingers sucks. And getting shot in the butt and getting shot in like the love handles, oh, it's just the worst thing. Number 2, power. Of course, the stronger the airsoft gun, the higher the joules or the FPS or the MPS of the gun, it's going to hurt more. Generally, 1 joule doesn't really hurt. If you're shooting over a joule, yeah, it tends to hurt. You're not going to draw blood at 1 joule. Number 3, weight. Generally, the lighter BBs don't hurt as much. If you're using a heavier BB, I tend to find they hurt more. Number 4, how many times you're shot. If you're just shot once, it's fine. It doesn't really hurt. But if you get like 3 shots in a really close area, or you get like 10 shots in a really close area, that hurts a lot more. So yeah, groupings count. Distance. If you're shot close, it really hurts. If you're shot from a really long way away, you almost don't even notice it because the BB loses so much energy as it travels. And of course, protection. If you're wearing a hoodie, if you're wearing any kind of armor or plate carrier or something, yeah, you're not going to feel it. You're just going to hear it when you get shot. So yeah, protection is important. Honestly though, I think most players enjoy the pain because, you know, it adds to the realism. And maybe lots of the players are also masochists. Alright, so hopefully I was able to answer everyone's questions, and hopefully this was useful to someone. Bye.